Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and coming at you with another day of reviews. Two reviews you'll probably see today will be of, well, next time, Rogue, and this time, Lake Placid. Now, of course, I reviewed Alligator during this month, and I had reviewed Alligator too long ago. So I want to review one. This one's not of an alligator, this is a crocodile. And this was a film that came out, I think, around 1999. And didn't do tremendously well, but I guess it did well enough. It came out with two sequels, Lake Placid 2. I think it stars one of the guys from Dukes of Hazzard TV show. There's a Lake Placid 3, and I guess there's going to be a Lake Placid 4. I don't know why it became such a series now, but movie series. But Lake Placid is a film directed by Steve Miner. Same guy who brought us the original, Friday 30 Part 2 and 3, Halloween H2O, and the Day of the Dead remake. That's what I feel about Day of the Dead remake. Makes me want to puke. But Lake Placid, basically it's written by David E. Kelley, which I thought he did a good job. I mean, this is a guy who, he's written a lot of stuff. I didn't realize he was actually, him and Stephen Bochco, they helped create Doogie Howser MD. And he was one of the creators, if not the creator, or at least one of the creators of shows like Picket Fences, Chicago Hope, Alan McBeal, The Practice, Boston Public, Boston Legal, a lot of TV, something called Harry's Law, whatever that is. Lake Placid stars Bill Pullman as a part of Fishing Game. You got Bridget Fonda as a girl, sort of a paleontologist who's sent over to this lake. And it starts out with, you have the sheriff played by Brendan Gleeson, who I really like this guy in the film, Brendan Gleeson. He's been in a few flicks. I remember most from him. He was in 28 Days Later. But Brendan Gleeson, he's the sheriff, and he's with this guy who has this deer, is going to go under the water of the lake. But then he gets attacked, and Brendan Gleeson, the sheriff, is pulling him up, and the guy's been bit in half. So he calls him for help. Again, you have Bill Pullman up from Fishing Game. Bridget Fonda is a paleontologist, because they find like a tooth. Then later on, you have Alfred Platt, who's kind of a crocodile expert. And basically, they try to figure out what's going on, if it really is what's the culprit. They found it is a crocodile, and what to do with it. Now, the film, I did not mind the sense of humor. I enjoyed the sense of humor of the flick. I actually liked the script. I know some people have problems with the script. I know like my friends Mike and Effrey are not big fans of this film, but I was entertained by this film. First and foremost, the film is not that long. It's 82 minutes with credits. I mean, by the time the movie was done, it was like, before the end credits rolled, it was like an hour and 15 minutes, give or take. So it's not too long of a film. I thought it went by at a fast pace. And I thought it had some fun dialogue, like Bridget Fonda, her character really doesn't like the woods, and Paul Pullman's wondering, why she's out here. Why did they send someone out here just to look at a tooth? And Brendan Gleeson as a chef, he's really funny. He's like, hey, we're saved. We just got some additional backup. For instance, Brendan Gleeson, Bill Pullman, Bridget Fonda, they're looking at the lake. They find some stuff, see what's going on, and they see something. The sheriff pulls it out, and it's a head of like a moose, or a deer or moose. And she like slaps Brendan Gleeson, like, stop throwing heads at me. I just let go of it. You stop it. I thought it was pretty funny. And then when Oliver Platt comes in, Oliver Platt like keeps making fun of the sheriff, Brendan Gleeson, and Brendan Gleeson gets pissed at him. The sheriff's like, but Crotch, they can't swim in salt water. Yeah, well, that'll be your little secret. I thought it had some fun bits of humor to it. Like they find a toe, And I'll reply is, "Was this your friend? He seemed taller." Or like I'll reply is trying to put some traps, but Brendan Gleeson doesn't know that, and he's searching, and he hears some noise, wondering what it is, and he pulls out his gun, and I'll reply's like, "Jesus fucking Christ! I'm just laying the spring top." And they're both arguing, and I'll reply's like, "Yeah, you keep going, so you get more sex. Did you have more sex with your sister?" He's waving his little Wayne around, staring the shit out of me. And Brendan Gleeson is like, "How big is this?" I thought that was pretty funny. Or like later on, they're on the lake and they're searching, and Brendan Gleeson's like giving him shit. How about for luck I hang a pork chop around your neck? Oh, that's sweet. What about you chew the bark off my big fat log? I thought it was pretty funny. I mean, I will say the film doesn't have a lot of action with the crocodile. Like, it's quite a while before you actually see the crocodile. Like, it does stuff like it bit the guy in half, and then there's a scene where it actually bites a deputy's head off. And it is rated R for little bits of blood and language. They say fuck and all that stuff. So I appreciate that it was rated R. A little bit bloody, and I thought it pretty funny. But not a lot of alligator action. Alligator. Well, that's true, there's no alligators in this, but not a lot of crocodile action, because really it's like they get on the boat, they get flipped over and they try to swim for help. One where the deputy gets his head bit off. There's one where Albert Platt does something stupid, gets one of the deputies fly him off into the lake so he can see what's going on, and then barely gets out of there, and the crocodile like bites the landing pad of the helicopter and tries to bring it down. Kind of remind me a little bit of Jaws 2, but I thought Jaws 2 did that better. This funny bit of business where, again, Albert Platt has these traps, and Brendan Gleeson falls in one and is upside down, and Bill Pullman's like, "Okay, you promised you wouldn't hurt him." I lied, and starts chasing after him, and then you get a bear that's going to attack them, but then this giant crocodile comes out and kills the bear and brings him back in. And then you get like a funny bit where Brendan Gleeson's had enough, and Albert Platt's like, "Now listen, I've studied karate, and then Brendan Gleeson just punches him. He's like, "He said he knew karate." And Bill Pullman's like, "You hit him?" And Brendan Gleeson says, "Yeah, I did." So, I mean, basically what I'm getting at is I like the characters, even though Albert Platt, his character is a little bit, has bits of unlikability, but at the same time I thought it was some good dialogue. One character I will admit I did not like Betty White, who's this old woman. And of course you have the old woman who likes to curse. And, she knew of the crocodile, and she's been feeding the crocodile. I was ready for someone to punch her, or punch her in the tits, or lock her ass up, handcuff her, fucking clipped her ass. I mean, I know that's rude, folks, but her character was so unlikable, so shitty. I just really hated her character. Betty White, I hated her character. I really did. And I hate those kind of, "Oh, I'm the grandma, but I'm going to curse." And I'm like, I don't care if she's 80 years old. Punch her in the nose. Like, I know that's mean. I would not go around punching old women. But because she's a character that's annoying, then that's what you feel like. And I will admit, some of the CGI of the crocodile isn't the best, but at the same time, it didn't bother me too much because there was some good usage of practical. Like, you did have Stan Winston Studios helped with some good shots of a practical crocodile mechanism. I like that they mixed that in with a little bits of CGI. And then sometimes, like, when it attacks the bear, that's probably the most noticeable of the CGI, is when it attacks the bear. But the other use of CGI, like, yeah, again, you have a lot of good Stan Winston effects with practical, or you barely see it, you just see what it's done. Like I said, it's a while before you actually see it. You just see what it does. Flips the boat up, bites someone's head, but you can't see it. There's a splash in the water and stuff. The ending, when it takes place at night, basically they set up this trap to trap the crocodile, and you have a little bit of action scene there. And then a second crocodile pops up, and Brian Gleason's actually used his gun and blow it up. Practical explosion. I thought the CGI in there didn't look that bad. I've seen much worse CGI usage. Much worse. I think at the end, I mean, I've seen much worse usage of CGI, at least for these kind of movies. And, you know, the underwater stuff looked good when Bridget Fonda is swimming underwater during the end sequence. And Crocodile's trying to attack her. I like the usage of practical effects there, too. And I think that's what I appreciate is that they did use practical effects. And I think Stan Winston's studios did a good job with it. And some of the CGI is very obvious, but some of them I thought was actually decent. But yeah, there's not tons of crocodile action, I will admit. You know, it's not a big body count. I mean, one guy gets bit in half, one guy gets his head bit off. That might be the body count, you know, that might be it. Well, I can definitely say I like Alligator more than this. I still think Alligator is the best of that little genre. But Lake Placid, I don't think it's bad. I mean, let me put it this way. This is miles better than Primeval. It is miles better than Primeval. It goes at a shorter pace. It's still... Primeval, like, went off on tangents of, like, you forget you're watching a fucking creature feature flick for long instances. Here, it is what it is and has a good sense of humor to it. I do like the script. I do like the cast. I thought Bill Pullman I enjoy as an actor. A lot of people say, oh, he can't act. Well, you know what? Whatever. Watch Serpent and the Rainbow if you want to feel that way. If you think the guy can't act, watch Serpent and the Rainbow, and then watch Spaceballs, and then watch Independence Day. I think he did great on those films. I think he did great in this film. Brendan Gleeson as the sheriff, he was very likable and funny. Bridget Fonda, I think she did fine. Oliver Platt, I know a friend of mine really hates Oliver Platt, but I don't mind Oliver Platt. I don't mind him in this film. Not much for features for those wondering. You do get a little thing. And basically you get like a featurette that's a couple minutes long. 3 TV spots and a trailer. It's definitely not scary, so I don't understand that review. It's not a nail biter. It's not scary at all. I don't think it's suspenseful at all. So don't expect anything scary or suspenseful. But I thought it was fun. I could do without Betty White's characters because I really hated her. And the ending where you find out that there's a lot of tiny little babies and she's feeding it. It's like, oh, I just want to... You know, but other than that, I liked the script. I thought it was pretty funny at times. It was entertaining. I liked the characters. It wasn't that long. I thought it went at a good pace. The practical Stan Winston Studios effects of the crocodile were good, and the CGI at times were obvious, but at times I thought were decent. And overall, I just liked the characters. And great, I've seen this done miles better than a lot of stuff, like Tremors and, like I said, Alligator. But, I mean, it's a fun film. It's a film that you can pop in. It's a time waster. It's entertaining. And it's harmless. And I thought it was fun, Lake Placid. I have fun with this. I'm not going to review the sequels because I don't want to watch them. But that's my little review of Lake Placid. And next time I'm going to review a film that took itself seriously and I think did a good job. And to be honest, to me, this is the only good Dimension Extreme type of flick, and that's Rogue. I know it's the director of Wolf Creek, which I'm not a fan of Wolf Creek, but I do like this one. But anyway, you'll hear more about that next time. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you soon.